this video, we will going to identify and find the errors to the given sentences I have provided. Each of the sentences has some kind of English error. It might be in verb tenses, prepositions, word order, or something else. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first one is, I have met Angela last year. To make it grammatical, we should make it as, I met Angela last year. So now, let's tackle about what makes this sentence ungrammatical. So because we have said last year, we can't use the present perfect tense. However, when we said, I have met Angela last year, it will be under of present perfect tense because of the word have met. By that, we should not include a finish time. As soon as you use something like last year, yesterday, last month, last summer, and so on, that means you're talking about the past or even 3 hours ago, wherein it's a finish time. So if you will use a present perfect, you cannot use finish modal. However, there should be unfinished time, like today, this week, this month, or this year, in a sentence to make it a present perfect tense. So, if there's a finish time in a sentence, then we must use the past simple tense, as we've done right here. I've taken out the have, and it says, I met Angela last year. Now, this sentence is grammatically correct. Let's look at the next one. She is engaged with a dentist. So, in this sentence, we're using a wrong preposition. The preposition should be, she is engaged to a dentist. So here, the problem was with the preposition. Next one, I must go home now. The error is the fact that we don't need to say, I must go, but just, I must go home now. Must is a modal, just like should, could, can, and so on. So you should be saying, I should go home now. I must go home now. I could go home now. With all these modals, the verb that follows should be used directly and not in the infinitive form. We don't need to say, I must do something, and so on. Moving forward, she's been in London since 5 months. So now, we cannot say since 5 months. We only use since plus the point in time when something already happened in the past with a specific event or time. But if you're giving the length or the period of time, then you have to use the preposition for. This part is present perfect. Next, my wife, engineer. Well, there's a couple of things wrong with this. So, first of all, in every English sentence, it's very important to know that you do need to have a verb. However, this sentence has no verb. So we need to add a verb between the word wife and engineer. So it will become, my wife is engineer. But now, because engineer is only singular to one person, so we need to add the indefinite article, an. Because of the vowel comes before the position, we put the article an, which is the letter E from the word engineer. So it is now, my wife is an engineer. So there's a couple of grammatical points to think about in making this a correct sentence, right? First, we had to add the verb is. Next, we had to add an indefinite article. Normally, if it was something else like a doctor, then we would have just said a doctor. But because the word starts with an E, we need to say an engineer. So now, we've already identified and tackled about a few common possible grammar errors such as subject-verb agreement, tenses, and prepositions. However, before I finally end this presentation, I just want to leave a simple quotation from Mark Twain. It says, The difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug. So that's end my presentation. Thank you very much.